from Arkansas's #1 trusted source for weather. This is a severe weather alert.
Alrighty, good evening everyone. This is Chief Forecaster Cameron back here once again to give you guys tornado warning coverage up here in northeastern Arkansas. So give me just 1 second here, trying to make sure, kind of like earlier on, make sure all of our platforms and stuff is ready to go here. So we do have a tornado warning up here in northeastern Arkansas. This is going to go for Clay County up here and eastern Randolph County up here until 8 o'clock. Severe thunderstorm capable of producing a tornado was located in Reno, excuse me, or 11 miles west of Corning, moving east at 50 miles per hour here. So once again, this is going to go for our folks up here in north central Greene County and also Clay County up here in northeastern Arkansas until 8 o'clock this evening. The potential of a tornado and also golf ball size hail with this storm. As a matter of fact, you can see it on our radar, this purple kind of white shading on this radar that you guys are seeing just south of the community of Success, or just to the southwest of Corning. This is going to be capable of producing not only a tornado, but also significant large hail with this storm as it continues to move off towards the east here. So if you guys bear with me for just a moment, I've got to make sure, kind of similar to earlier, I've got to make sure that we're good to go on Roku. So you guys give me just 1 moment. I'm going to stop it here, and we're going to get Roku coming up here. And we also got Derek, we got John, that's going to be joining us coming up here in just a little bit here. So if you're watching this on Roku, it's going to kick out for just a second. Give it a little bit, and then it will come back online. Make sure, my guys that are watching this, make sure that I'm good on Facebook and on YouTube. If one of my guys can make sure of that, I'm going to double check in our server real fast here. So looks like that we're good to go here, guys. So, like I said, if you're just now tuning in, I'm Chief Forecaster Cameron here. We've got a tornado warning up here in the storm-weary, the storm-battered northeastern Arkansas once again up here in Clay County. So, anyone that is in the community of Success, Corning, over towards Piggott, anyone in Clay County right now, it looks like almost 90% of the county is under this tornado warning right now here. So if you know anyone in these areas, make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to that lowest, get to the lowest, most center part of your home immediately at this time here, guys. Okay, so let me see something real quick. I think we may have Jamie up here. Let's see here. Give me 1 second. Okay, so let me see if she's up here. If she is, then I may potentially be able to bring her online. So she's in Batesville right now. So she's just to the southwest of this storm here. I don't know if she's going to be moving towards the storm up here in far northeastern Arkansas, or she's going to be waiting for the other storms that are going to be coming out. But for right now, like I said, tornado warning remains in effect for our folks up here in northeastern Arkansas. Now, the problem that you're going to run into, this is the Little Rock's radar. I'm going to use Memphis, but I've said this over and over again, especially for our folks up here in northeastern Arkansas. The radar up here, once you get away from Little Rock and Memphis, the radar data up here is very, 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 very scattered. So when a tornado warning gets issued, you have to take it seriously, because you're not going to get the 100%, clear data up here, because you're far away from Little Rock, you're far away from Memphis, you're a good amount away from Paragould, you're a good amount away from the Springfield radar here, guys. So take this warning very, very, very seriously, kind of like I mentioned before. The hail core, this is going to be capable of producing golf ball size hail. And then on top of that, let's take a look at your rotation real quickly. Looks like there's an area of rotation trying to get going here. That's going to continue to move out towards the east. So anyone that is traveling right now up here in Clay County, that's the Corning area, Piggott, etc., give these folks a heads up, tell them what's going on, make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately at this current time here. Okay, so this is going to be it right in here. That's going to be your area of rotation. Let's go ahead and go over to your rotation strength real quickly here. And like I mentioned before, you have to take this with a grain of salt, because it's so far away from the Little Rock area, Little Rock's radar, and so far away from Memphis's radar, that you have to take this with a grain of salt, right? So radar up here is saying that the rotation is pretty weak, but you're so far away from both of those radar sites. As a matter of fact, like I mentioned before, the Paragould and also the Springfield radars, that it's going to give you kind of like the best data that it has. And the best data that it has right now is suggesting that this is a weak area of rotation However, regardless if it's a weak area or strong area, etc., tornado warning has been issued. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately at this current time here. Okay, so let me go ahead and get some road networks going real quickly here, guys. So right now, it looks like it is going to be just to the west of County Road 125 or just to the west of Highway 135 up here. I feel like I called these same highways out first thing this morning when we had the tornado warning up here in northeastern Arkansas and Mississippi County here. So 135, that's Highway 62 up here, Highway 141, and then you also have, like I said, 62, and then that's going to be Highway 49 that runs out of Rector, come up into the Piggott area. So anyone in these areas, like I mentioned before, take the tornado precautions immediately, get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as physically possible here. So let's take a look. Let's kind of zoom this down. Anyone that's traveling on 62 right now up here in northeastern Arkansas, I need you to find a gas station, grocery store, restaurant. I understand also that we have a lot of graduation stuff going on right now, either to practice or, you've got schools that are going through with the graduation stuff. There's a lot of outdoor activities going on right now. Anyone in these areas, especially in the community of Corning, they need to be taking their tornado precautions now. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as physically possible here. The area of rotation as it stands right now looks like it's going to be just south of Highway 62 or west or due west of Highway 135 up here in Clay County here. And this is going to continue to move off towards the east. So what we'll do real quickly here is I'll put a track on this, just the area of rotation, because obviously you have the hail, you have the main part of the storm, but then you have the tornadic part on that southwestern side here. So that's going to be the area that we're going to have to focus on for that tornado threat. So we're going to put a track on this. I'm going to move it to the east. I zoom this out. I'm going to clock it right around 35 miles per hour. So the Corning area, Medogal area, excuse me, the Greenway area, Piggott, St. Francis. Make sure anyone in these areas that they're taking their tornado precautions immediately at this time. Anyone that's traveling on Highway 62 right now, Highway 141. This is also going to be, like I said, that's Highway 49. That's Highway 135 over here. Make sure that they're getting to their safe spots now. I know this is a lot of areas up here, a lot of communities up here in the Clay County area. Make sure that they're taking their tornado precautions now. If you're just now tuning in, like I mentioned before, we've got that tornado warning in place until 8 o'clock this evening here for the potential of not only a tornado here, but also golf ball size hail. We've had this problem starting this morning, very, very, very early this morning with those storms that came out of central Arkansas and moved into northeastern Arkansas. Packed the punch, had a lot of straight line wind damage and large hail. We had storms this morning, had a few storms earlier this afternoon that produced a significant hail. So I understand the urgency is there for the tornado. However, even if you're outside of where this projected path is for the rotation, I still need you to get inside and get away from the windows, because regardless if you're dealing with the tornadic part of the storm or not, this is still going to be capable of producing some significant large hail with this storm here. So like I said, for Corning, over towards Greenway, the Piggott area, St. Francis, anyone that's traveling right now on 62, that is also going to be Highway 135, Highway 141, that's Highway 49 as well. You need to be taking your tornado precautions now. Get away from windows, put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to that lowest, most center part of your home immediately at this time here. Okay, so I'm going to double check a couple of things. I have not heard any reports right now of this thing being on the ground or anything like that. John is in communication with me right now. So looks like they're going to continue the tornado warning. There's a serious hail core that's going to be in the far western Clay County. They're looking at the potential golf ball size hail. Looks like it's going to be coming into the Corning area within the next 10 to 15 minutes. Randolph County, the tornado warning has been expired, so now we're just primarily focusing on the Clay County storm here. And looks like, just based off the last couple of scans, looks like it's got a good amount of rotation. Looks like the rotation right now is going to be on County Road 139 over here. That is south and west of the community of Corning. That is up here in far northeastern Arkansas in Clay County. So those that are in the comments, don't know where this is, or trying to figure out counties, this is in far northeastern Arkansas, close to the Missouri border. This is with, I will say this, if you think of Clay County, think of the Piggott area here, guys. So that's going to be for our folks up here in far northeastern Arkansas, close to the Missouri Boot Hill. Not any danger to Central Arkansas or Southwestern Arkansas or anywhere else right now here, just for our folks up here in far Northeastern Arkansas. I do understand we do have tornado watches in place that goes until 2 o'clock. I know we got a lot of folks that are worried in Central Arkansas, etc. But right now, our primary focus is going to be with this tornado warning up here in Northeastern Arkansas at this current time here, guys. Okay, so let me go ahead, put a new track on this storm here. It looks like it's going to be just south of the community of Corning. You need to stay where you are regardless if this thing tracks to the south or not. A lot of communities in this area here that this is going to be moving into. I'm going to put it at about 40 miles per hour. So the Greenway area, Piggott, St. Francis, anyone that is traveling right now on 62, 141, Highway 49, take your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to that lowest, most center part of your home immediately at this time here. So we'll be issuing another severe thunderstorm downstream from the original one that's going to expire. That's going to be for the eastern edge of Dunklin County. That is not in Arkansas. So that is going to be for that severe thunderstorm warning over here. So that does not concern us with the tornado warning right now. That's going to be for our folks up here in the Clay County area at this point. Now let's zoom out, kind of put some reassurance for folks that are watching this right now. I'm going to go back to the normal way that we look at a radar here. We do have storms that are starting to develop here. SBC has highlighted Northeastern Arkansas for a heightened tornado threat later on this evening and into tonight. That is something that we will continue to monitor, and obviously if anything, tornadic rise start getting going, we will be here live like we are right now. Further to the south and west, I do want to say that the tornado threat is quote-unquote lower, but I will still watch it for our folks in Central Arkansas, even for our folks down into Southwestern Arkansas. This line of storms is starting to get going. That's representative of the cap breaking. So our folks in the Batesville area, that's going to be on Interstate 40 right now. We've got storms that are going up in West Central Arkansas. Keep an eye on these storms here. Mainly it's going to be potential for significant large hail, damaging winds, and also that potential tornado here as well here. So we're going to go back up to this storm. I'm getting very concerned, especially for my folks that are traveling right now on Highway 62, Highway 141, and Highway 49 up here. When you look at this structure and when you're trying to forecast severe weather, when the first storm goes up, when it breaks the cap, you know where your hot spots are going to be almost instantly. So you have your hail core just to the north and east of the community of Corning, or anyone that's traveling on Highway 67 right now. So this is where your hail core is going to be. This is, if you're on 62 right now here, it is absolutely just chaotic. You have a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of hail, a lot of lightning, a lot of gusty winds, etc. But that's not the tornadic part of the storm. The tornadic part of the storm is going to be on the southwestern flank, where you have you see this notch right there just to the north of County Road 235. That is where you're going to have to watch for that tornado potential here. So you've got your inflow coming in, and then you've got your outflow behind it here. So if you're west of Corning, you're getting that northeasterly wind because it's cooler. It's that cold rain, cold air coming in behind it. You've got that warm, moist air coming in into the storm. So this is where that tornado potential is going to be, just to the west of Highway 135. And that's going to be continued to move out towards the east. So anyone that's in the Pollard area over towards Piggott, you are in that tornado warning right now. You have time. Let's go ahead, get to shelter, get into your safe spots. If you're traveling right now, and I understand it's 7 o'clock on a Friday evening, you need to find that gas station, you need to find a grocery store, you need to find a sturdy shelter. Do not park under an overpass or anything like that. That is the worst place to be when it comes to tornado safety here, guys. That's the worst place to be, is under an overpass here, or under bridges or anything like that. The biggest recommendation I will have for you guys is to make sure you get to that gas station or that grocery store or a sturdy building, or if you can make it home, that would be awesome. And once you get home, you get to that center, most interior part of your home. That could be a kid's room, a bathroom, closet, just somewhere that does not have windows and is at the center part of your home. That does not mean getting into a crawl space. That does not mean getting into the attic. If you have a basement or you have a storm shelter, that's going to be awesome. And if you don't, just focus on getting to that center part of your home. While you're there, make sure that you're getting blankets, pillows, mattresses, helmets, that's really going to be helping you guys out, especially for those that are in the path of this storm here. So tornado warning has been canceled for the Greene County area here. Looks like let's see here, just about to start trimming the back edge of the warning. Can report a half dollar size hail in Corning, Arkansas. So that's on that northern edge of the circulation here, where you have that hail core just to the north and east of the community of Corning, or just to the north and west of Highway 62 up here right now. So we're going to keep an eye on this situation. Like I mentioned before, my folks up here in Piggott, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as physically possible here, guys. Okay, so double checking a couple of things here. Let me see here. I think I have not heard any reports right now. Let me double check a couple more things here. John, if you can let me know if you hear anything, that would be awesome. You know, no news is good news when you start talking about tornado warnings and stuff like that. I am seeing that rotation on our radar right now, but I have not heard any significant reports that this thing is on the ground, etc. here. So it looks like we've got Derek that's going to be joining us coming up here in just a little bit. He just got here in the Weather Center. So he's going to be coming with us just shortly, kind of talking about this tornado warning up here in northeastern Arkansas. So anyone that's in the Corning area, Piggott, anyone that's traveling right now on 62, that's going to be Highway 141 as well, and that's going to be Highway 90. You need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Another thing I will say is I'm keeping an eye on this storm that's coming in right behind it. Gonna keep an eye on that because it looks like this is going to start to kind of start to rotate once again up here as well. So just once again up here in northeastern Arkansas, this has been a very battered northeastern Arkansas with several tornado outbreaks we've had this spring. Just once again dealing with these storms here up here in northeastern Arkansas this evening and into tonight here. So right now, it looks like that is the only tornadic part of the storm right now here. It looks like we're not seeing any. Just kind of doing a quick check for our folks in central and west central Arkansas and north central Arkansas. Looks like these storms are behaving themselves right now tornadic-wise. They will be capable of producing significant large hail and damaging winds here. But looks like the only tornadic storm in the state right now is going to go for our folks up here in far northeastern Arkansas here. So, Derek, are you set up? You ready to go? Or
Camera.
Oh, your camera. Oh, yeah. So, I got you. Give me 1 second. All right. Yep. Hang on. Gotcha. All right. So, give me just a little bit. I'll get you set up over here. So, I should have probably did this earlier, right? So, give me 1 second, and I will get you ready to go. There we go. All right. So, that should take care of that. Your camera should be coming up here in just a little bit. So, like I said before, I'm Chief Forecaster Cameron. Derek's going to be joining us coming up here in just a second. And let me double check a couple of things here. Let me see here. What's up? Oh, yeah. So, not seeing any reports or any major power outages in the area right now here. So, it looks like we're good to go over here at this point here. But I'm starting to kind of get concerned for our folks over here in the Piggott area. This looks like we've got a notch trying to get going here just to the west of the Piggott area. Going to keep an eye on this. Like I mentioned before, this is where you would look for that tornado potential here. You know, you get all the time that, you know, in the northern part of the storm, you get the hail, the wind, the gusty winds. It sounds like a tornado outside, but this part of the storm is not the tornado part of the storm. This right here on the southern edge where it's notches, that is where the tornado part of the storm is going to be. It looks like it is just to the north of Highway 90 at this current time here. So right now, let me double check a couple of things. I know Derek is still getting set up with us over here. I have not heard anything about any confirmed touchdowns or anything like that. Rotation is now south and east of the community of Corning. Now we are getting reports of golf ball size hail in the Corning area as well here. So this is what I mean. Not only just the tornado part of the storm, but also the hail threat. The hail threat is going to be rather significant with any storms that are able to get themselves going throughout the afternoon and into the evening here, guys. So something that we'll continue to monitor here. Let's go ahead and zoom this out. And like I said before, I'm going to put a new track on this storm. And Derek, the moment you are ready to go over there, just let me know and I will switch this over to the dual radar here so we can kind of keep an eye on a couple of things. So the Greenway area, Piggott, anyone in these areas up here in northern Arkansas, northeastern Arkansas, excuse me, you need to be taking your tornado precautions immediately. Like I said before, this is the only tornadic part of the only tornadic storm in the state right now. I understand storm anxiety is absolutely through the roof right now. Everybody's going to think it storms outside, it's an instant tornado. It's not, unless there is an official warning. We promise you guys, none of the storms outside of this is tornadic. We are watching every single one of these storms across the state right now, but this one up here in far northeastern Arkansas has the best rotation presentation per the National Weather Service. Hence why the tornado warning has been issued for our folks up here in northeastern Arkansas. So if you're watching this in Little Rock, etc., even if you're outside of the tornado warning polygon, we highly recommend for you guys to hit that share button. It is free. It does not cost you a penny. It will help save lives, especially for our folks up here in northeastern Arkansas. Okay, so let's go ahead and zoom this down. Looks like this is starting to get really better organized up here. It looks like the rotation is really starting to get going just to the west of Highway 141. What I'm going to do for just a minute, I'm going to attempt something here, and we're going to see if we some way, somehow, some shape or form have a RDOT camera up here, and it looks like we did near the Corning area here, so we can actually zoom down, and it looks like it is offline right now. Or is it offline? Okay, so that is the current. Okay, so that's the current one. Looks like there's no defined areas that we'll have to we can watch right now here. So to the east, not seeing any RDOT cameras up here. So not going to really get a good view on what's going on up here per that. So right now, what we can do is say, hey, if you know anyone that is in the Piggott area, just west of Piggott, or anyone that is on Highway 141 right now, they need to be seeking shelter immediately. Get away from windows. Put as many walls between yourself and the outside as possible, and get to that lowest, most center part of your home immediately at this current time here. So what I will do to kind of put some minds to ease right now here, it looks like we've got the Little Rock sky cam up here. So folks that are watching this in Little Rock, this is no threat to anybody in central Arkansas right now. This is going to go for our folks up here in far northeastern Arkansas, just to the west of the Piggott area at this current time here. So Derek, are you set up over there, or
Almost.
you almost? All right. So I'm seeing you pulling up the radar over there. So I was wondering. So looks like it's gonna be just
to get off of work as late as you do.
Oh yeah, I understand that. So just to the west of the Piggott area here, it looks like it's gonna be southwest of St. Francis. This like I said, this is the only area in the state right now that is presenting the rotation. Right now along Highway 141, or just to the west and the southwest. Let me get my road number back up. The Highway 49 up here. Not only this, and like I said before, not trying to steer away from the tornado threat or trying to ignore it. The damaging wind threat and the hail threat with these storms here. I know that's typically the two things that get ignored a lot when it comes to severe weather. This is going to be a rather big deal for you guys to pay attention to, especially the hail threat. Because the hail threat right now is sitting at number 1. Your tornado threat's number 2, and then obviously you're going to have your damaging wind threat as storms form into a line as we move later on this afternoon and into this evening. So looks like the best case scenario is kind of happening right now here. This is a storm that is kind of merged with the one that is right behind it. And what's getting ready to happen is you're going to have this leading edge that you're going to have to watch for any kind of rotations. However, if we can get a situation where you have these storms that come in and, kind of provide that cold air going into it, we'll have to keep an eye on it as it continues to move on towards the east here. So that's going to be Highway 141 and also over here towards the Piggott area here, guys. So let me see here. Let's go over to the the track here, guys. And this is going to be it. Going towards the Piggott area, I'm going to put it at about 30 miles per hour. So it's going to be about 8:03 coming into downtown Piggott. And that's going to be up here in far northeastern Arkansas right now here. What we can do for just a moment is I can zoom out, and I'll show you guys what's going on kind of statewide. We've got that tornado warning up here. Other areas across the state, you have that one severe thunderstorm warning that's going to go for our folks down here in western Arkansas. That is southeastern Logan, northeastern Scott, and Yell counties, mainly for the potential 60-mile-per-hour winds and 1-inch hail. And you also have this other severe thunderstorm warning up here. And like I mentioned before, large hail will be the primary threat with these storms. We will have to watch out for that tornado threat as we move later on this evening, and into the overnight hours here. So, we good, or
we're pretty good? Yes.
We're pretty good. Okay.
You gotta wait for me to connect to Jamie.
Yes, I do. Give me 1 second here. So, You'll have to take over while I do it. So do you want to switch while I do it, or?
Sure.
Okay, all right. So yeah, we'll do
This
that.
is what happens when. Yeah.
Oh, you're good. You're good. So let me put this on the dual radar real quickly here. So are you set, ready to go over there?
Yes.
Okay. So give me 1 second.
Welcome to Derek getting off work at the last possible second.
Yeah, you're fine. You're good to go. I promise you guys. Like I said before, we're just getting folks in. Let me see here. Let me go and get your camera going. So let me do this, and that should.
Jamie
Bring-
Storm is also getting that tag going. I know she's
Okay.
recorded good info on it as
Okay.
well.
All right. So I've got your camera up, and if John shows up later on, just let me know, and
Okay.
I will get him on live as well. So give me just a second here. I've got to find his. That's yours, and I've got to find where's John's things. I have to find it real quickly here. So give me 1 second here. Like I said before, this is kind of triage mode real quickly here. How to get you set up and everything like that. So let me see. I think I got him right there. Okay, so we're good. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put the Skycam up for Little Rock. So that way it kind of eases some eyes for those that are watching this right now, kind of figuring out what's going on in downtown Little Rock. So there's going to be the Skycam for the Little Rock area here. So I will do this. Looks like you're good. I will get you set up over there so you can kind of be Jamie's point of contact, and then you should be good to go. So I will zoom back down with this storm. I'll put that one on the stage.
Continuing
And
to get attack going. It's
Yeah,
continuing
I
to
see
get
that.
attack going here
Yep.
as well.
So, all right. So you can go ahead, and I'm gonna switch over. And give me 1 second. You can come on over here. So you're good to go. Yeah. So I gotta get him set up over there, guys. So.
Golly.
Goodness gracious. All right. There we go. We pulled the switcheroo. So.
All right. So.
There you go.
All right, everyone. So once again, here we go. So again, obviously, we are still tracking our second tornado warning of the day. The first one happened earlier this morning, literally right up the road, or right down the road from where this is now. But once again, folks, if you live in the Piggott area, you need to be in your safe place right now. Lowest live of your house, put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. You know, as we saw, that this has gone from 0 to 100 really, really fast. This is kind of what we expected. A late evening into a overnight event from much of central into eastern and northeast Arkansas. Again, that is to be expected, especially with this type of event where it's warm all day, humid. It was nasty all day today. And again, we have seen this, and most of these storms in northeast Arkansas are what's on what we call a boundary that was put out by the morning storm. And so what that's doing is helping to increase inflow into these storms across the northeastern part of the state. But once again, my folks in Pollard and Piggott and Greenway, you need to be in your safe place, especially my folks here in Piggott. Now let's go on and look at our velocity scan here. Once again, not as significant, but it is there. If there were to be a tornado within this storm, it is going to be right here along Highway 62. So right along US 62 here, County Road 449, County Road 453. Okay.
Piece of
right.
equipment. I gotta go get it real quick. Hang on.
Gotcha. Right here in northeast Arkansas. So Pollard, you need to be in that safe place as well. Lowest live over your house and put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. Our folks in Piggott, this is going to track very close, if not just north of you. So if you live along the northern edges, you need to be very mindful of this storm and in that safe place. Again, these are a lot of what we call low precipitation cells. So even though you can go out, do not try to go out and look and see, and try to see what's going on. Now is the time to act, get into those safe spots and don't try to worry about going out and seeing it at this point. But looking at our debris indicator, very good thing so far. We don't see any signs of debris on this storm. That is another very good thing we want to see, especially for our folks up here in Northeast Arkansas that have been battered through much of the spring thus far. Again, but just because this doesn't indicate one right away does not mean it's not there. Let's go back and look at our velocity. Go back and look at our debris again. Again, if there were to be a tornado, this is where it would be. Right here, just to the south of Pollard, just to the northwest of Piggott. If you live in Piggott, you are going to start noticing it's going to be getting kind of quiet.
Yeah.
It's going to be getting kind of quiet, kind of calm. This is what we call the cone of silence on a storm, meaning you are inside the hook.
Yep.
Therefore, that means that this area of rotation that could drop a tornado at any point in time is going to be moving directly over you. That means you need to be in that safe place right now. You need to be lowest level of your house. Put as many walls in between you and the outside as possible. If you are driving, try to get to a sturdy shelter, not a bridge, a shelter, a building, not a bridge. Again, a ditch, something where you can get to that safe spot.
Yeah. So here's what's going to end up happening with Jane. You're going to be wearing these.
Okay.
And I'm going to have to figure out a way to. You're going to be able to hear her, but I'm not. You're going to have to. You're going to have to play some sign language over here. So I can get that set up, and we'll have to switch places over here. I just realized that this speaker has to be connected over there, and I won't be able to hear it, but you will. So here you go.
Okay.
Here's some headsets,
Okay.
and I will get you set up over here. So we'll have to do a switch through once again.
Love it.
So, gotta love technology, everybody. So,
Hey, yeah. So this is connected to the computer.
yeah, no, you're gonna be connected to this one, but you'll be able to hear her. So you have to give me just a second.
I'm connected. Okay.
Yeah, you're connected to this one. You'll be able to hear her. Don't worry.
Okay.
So,
That's all.
give me just 1 second here, guys.
This is
So,
what we
yeah,
do.
this is what we do. So,
I'll tell you another storm, Cam, I'm talking to Crow concerned about as well.
yep, go ahead.
The one here just to the coming into the Conway area.
Yeah,
Atkins and Conway as well. Something, again, these storms are going to do this all afternoon. They're going to spin up, they are going to spin up. They're going to spin down.
Mm-hmm.
That's just
beautiful.
That's just kind of what we expect to see. But again, just another storm that we're going to be watching really over the next couple of hours here as things really start to get going.
Yeah. So, is she ready, or is it like
Not right now.
not right now?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So it could be a situation where once this tornado warning gets dropped off the board, because what will happen is once this gets dropped off, we'll break away, have radar updates on the page here, and that might be a really good time to kind of test some things out, make sure she's good to go here. But let me double check a couple of things here. I have not heard anything, which makes up for. John has said, I have noticed that the rotation has brought back out Clay County, which is not as quite organized as it was before. We'll be canceling the tornado warning. The rotation has fallen apart rather significantly here. So let's hope, and as a matter of fact, tornado warning has been dropped for our folks up here in far northeastern Arkansas. So let's hope this continues to be the trend tonight. Obviously, you're going to have severe weather regardless of any tornadoes or anything like that, because we all know severe weather is more than just tornadoes. It's damaging winds, and it's also large hail. I think if there were to be a tornado threat tonight, it is going to be up here in northeastern Arkansas. Not taking anything away from Central or anything like that. I just think your best dynamics is going to be up there in northeastern Arkansas. But obviously, we'll keep an eye on the entire state. Anyone that's under that tornado watch until 2 o'clock this morning here. So there, if you could do me just a quick favor. As a matter of fact, I'll switch over here. So give me just a minute. And I've got you set up over here. So what we'll do is we'll zoom out. I've got it on my screen right now. So since that tornado warning has been dropped, we can do a quick update for those that are wondering here, because I know anxiety's through the roof right now. Folks, I want to stress right now, we understand, we know we've had a lot of severe weather here in Arkansas. I want you guys, as bad as the storm anxiety is, I need you guys to be nice to our moderator team and our forecasters. Don't be demanding answers. Don't be demanding anything. Don't be cussing them out, getting upset if we don't get to your question or talk about your area in particular. We talk about the entire state of Arkansas. So we want to stress, we understand what's going on. We understand it's been a rough spring here in Arkansas. It does not cost a single penny to be nice. So for everybody across the state, as it stands right now, there is no ongoing tornado warnings across the state here. We have 1, 2, 3 severe thunderstorm warnings. One just went considerable up there in the Pocahontas area here. And I'm going to stress this too. Damaging winds and large hail will be the primary threats with these storms. I'm going to make that crystal clear.
Oh, wow.
So what you got?
So from our Siloam Springs camera on K9,
Yeah.
you can see the tops of the storms
Oh, wow.
in Yell County.
Hang on. I can probably, if you give me just a second, I could probably pull that up on air. And this is a quick shout out to Joint Forces K9 Group up there in northwestern Arkansas, Siloam Springs here, you know, bringing us, having us to, letting us use that camera up there. So if you give me just a second, I'm going to work some magic over here and we're going to try to get that. We're going to try to get that camera up here. So give me
This
just
is what happens when curiosity kills the cat. Here.
Yeah, exactly. So give me just a second and I'm going to do something real quickly here. And I hope and pray that this doesn't blow up on the screen, which I'm pretty sure it's going to. So you guys might see a big image come up here in just a second here. But I'm going to get, this is, like I said, I'm going to get his camera up here. This is from Siloam Springs. One great sunset, by the way.
All right, I've got it.
But you got it?
Yeah,
you got
got it turned already.
Okay, sweet. So give me just a minute. And what we're going to do is I'm going to do this. And that is not what I was wanting to do. Thank you. So that's going to be it right here. And give me just a second here because what's going to do, it's going to blow up on the screen here. So I'm going to have to catch it when it does. So give me just a second here. It's going to be popping up here any second. It's going to blow up on the screen. There we go. All right. So that is the view up here in northwestern Arkansas right now here. So you're looking there, I believe that is going to be your southeast view.
Yep.
And if you want to talk a little bit more about that here. So give me just a second. I'm going to go ahead and...
So one thing I want to mention is, again, obviously,
Yep.
you know, as you can see for our folks in northwest Arkansas, the blue skies, calm, conditions, calm skies, calm, you know, it's going to be a very nice evening up there. Actually, a little bit lower humidity than we have around the rest of the state. But as you can see from our Joint Forces K9 Group camera up here in northwest Arkansas,
look at there.
you can clearly see, clear as day, the tops of our storms that are currently moving through parts of the Ouachitas and the river valley. So you're
Derek, if you can do me a favor, move that camera a little bit to the left.
Okay.
And you may actually, since and these are really great cameras, by the way. Kind of quick shout out to Hascams for providing these cameras. You may actually be able to zoom down to that storm in particular here. And I want to kind of show everybody an example because this is something that we get asked a lot. I mean, absolutely a lot. And you got to go just a little bit to the right, just a nudge, and you should be good to go here because we get asked this a lot. So when we talk about capping inversion here, I'm not going to give you guys an 8-hour long story on this. But when you talk about a cap, this is pretty much an example of it. And you can see where these storms, when they have bubbled up, they punch through the cap. Hence the reason why they're going severe right now. So let me do this real fast. I'm going to get my pen tool to work with me. Give me just a second, and I will get that up for you guys here, guys. So that is going to be, I did not mean to do that. Hang on. There we go. All right. So give me just a moment. I'm having to kind of do a little bit of technology work over here. So let me see here. Let me double check, make sure you guys can see this on the screen. Yep. Sweet. All right. So this is going to be your storms that are pretty much right now from, I would say, the Danville area to Clinton, all the way down towards the Mena area, kind of unified pretty much in a line. Well, what's going on here is you can see this storm in particular is punching through the atmosphere, and it's kind of giving off these cirrus clouds. This means that it is punching through the capping inversion in place. This cap has pretty much saved Arkansas from seeing widespread, significant, severe weather for today. But you can see the storm actually attempting to punch through that strong capping inversion that we've got in place. So we'll have to keep an eye on here. This is, Derek, remind me, this is looking to the south and east, correct?
Yes.
All right, awesome. So this is going to be, I'm going to say, probably the Danville storm that's currently severe right now. That's punching through the upper parts of the atmosphere here. It's kind of giving off those cirrus clouds, and that's how you get your severe storms. That's how you get your large hail, etc. here. So, like I said, just a quick shout out to Joint Forces K9 Group up there in northwestern Arkansas. We've talked about the SkyCam project. If you have a business that is interested in doing something like this, please holler at us and let us know here, guys. Yeah, and this is exactly
how the cloud cameras.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yes, sir.
And then when
you can zoom it out. Yeah. Yep. So he's gonna be catching up here in just a little bit here, but yeah, that is absolutely beautiful that you can see that from that far away. Now keep in mind, this is all the way up
in Salem
Springs. It's in far northwestern Arkansas. You're looking southeast to the ongoing storms here. So let's put this in perspective real quick. Okay, so I'm gonna take this down for just a minute, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of how you're seeing these storms here. Okay, so Salem Springs is way up here in northwestern Arkansas. Okay, so this particular camera is going to be, let's see here, that's going to be the Cincinnati area, there's Fayetteville. So right in here, this is where your camera is going to be. Okay, that is looking all the way down. So it was the Danville storm that it's looking at, all the way down to this particular storm, and that's how tall these storms are starting to become, and that's how the severe threat is going to start to materialize as we move in later on tonight in the first part of your Saturday morning or during the overnight hours here. So just kind of a, quick, tutorial, kind of showing you guys how these cameras work. It's really useful, especially in severe weather situations here. We do have more cameras planning on going up in eastern Arkansas later on in the summer here. Hopefully we have everything kind of set up for the fall. But other than that, right now, Derek, I think that's pretty much it. We're going to kind of tackle these storms up here in northeastern Arkansas real quick. We do have that severe thunderstorm warning, thunderstorm damage threat considerable for the potential of almost 2-inch in diameter hail. That's going to be for our folks near the Pocahontas area here. The severe thunderstorm warning is going to go until 8:30 this evening. And then obviously we've got other areas across the state here. We've got this one particular severe thunderstorm warning. It looks like this one's headed right for the metro, actually. I'm going to have to keep an eye on this as we move later on this evening here. But this is going to be it. Let's go ahead and put a track on it real fast here. I'll clock it at about 45 miles per hour. So that's going to be towards the Adona area, Perryville, Houston, the Roland, Natural Steps, Mayflower, Maumelle, and the Cabot Village area, mainly for the potential 60-mile-per-hour winds and almost 2-inch in diameter hail. I hope you parked in the parking deck.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, beautiful. So this is going to be a situation where we're going to have significant large hail with these storms here, but obviously we'll keep an eye on every single one of them for the tornadic part of the storm as well here. So Derek, unless you've got something you need to add, I think that's pretty much it for right now. Like I said before, if you have any additional tornado warnings that get issued, we will be here. We will be live. I understand storm anxiety is through the roof right now. Folks, I want to stress, we're not ignoring anyone. We're not going to go away. We're not going to disappear. We're going to be here. We always here 24/7, kind of keeping you guys aware of the situation.
We're going to be here all night long as
needed. Yes, sir.
As conditions warrant, watching every storm, every single storm. And again, we have our 24/7 channel up and going.
Yep.
It's going to be going all night long. So plenty of resources to keep you updated. And then, of course, obviously, if things do go warned again, we will be back here live.
Yep. So other than that, I think that's pretty much it. So we'll continue to keep you guys updated.
Right here, your source for all things
Arkansas weather.